Hi guys, so in today's video I wanted to talk about why Generation X is not grandparenting the way we think they should be grandparenting. Okay, they ain't picking up the kids from school, they ain't dropping off the kids, they're not taking the kids for the weekend, they're not taking them on vacation. They're not grandparent like how the baby boomers grandparent. But I have some reasons as to why they're not grandparenting, and I also want to talk about the Gen Zs of the world and also millennials, because we also fall in the same group. We fall into this little bit of the same category, but let's get into it. The grandparents of today are not grandparenting because, for one, they're still young, so they're still in the workforce, they still have to be paying bills, they still have to keep up their lifestyle, they have not yet retired. And as we get older, we are realizing that stuff is getting more pricey. The price of homes, the price of cars, retiring is way more expensive if you didn't start your retirement plan from early. Our kids' grandparents have to still be working to make sure they're set when they actually retire. And that's a big issue right there, because a lot of them can't retire because they don't have the money to do so, and also they're left to take care of their parents because their parents didn't set it up that they had like things put into place. So they not only have to take care of themselves and their bills, they also have to take care of their parents and their parents' bills and look after them, whether that be in their own home or in a nursing home. So that is a added stress. That's one of the reasons why I think they're not grandmothering and grandfathering like they should be, or how the older generation used to be doing it, because they have a lot on their plate. Not only that, okay, they were latchkey kids. They literally almost raised themselves. Generation Y feel like because they did so much for their kids, they made sure that their kids didn't have to go through any of the stuff that they went through, like going home with a kid and being in there by themselves, cooking for themselves, taking care of themselves, making sure that no one does anything to them. Like, they basically had to pretty much raise themselves because their parents were always at work working, which is why they're called the latchkey kids. And I feel like they gave their children so much, they feel like their children should be able to take care of their children, their grandchildren, without their help, because they put so much time, effort, and money into their kids, so that their kids didn't go through any of the stuff that they went through. That's one of the reasons why I think that they're not grandparenting the way that we think that they should grandparent. Also, let's talk about how they raise their kids. They made sure, well, a lot of them, I'm not gonna say most or majority, a lot of them made sure that their kids weren't raised the way that they were raised, because they felt like it caused damage to them, it caused trauma to them, it was abuse, it was unnecessary. And they didn't want their kids to see them struggling the way that they saw their parents struggle. So they made sure their kids have everything. And I feel like that is where a lot of parenting is going wrong today. They don't want their kids seeing them struggle. And one of the things that force you to go out there, hustle, and take care of yourself is actually seeing your parents struggle and knowing that you don't want to add to their struggles and you don't want to struggle yourself. And because Generation Y gave their kids so much, I feel like as millennials and Gen Zs, we are not as inclined to go out there and hustle as hard as they did, or work multiple jobs as hard as they did. We millennials and Gen Z is all about working smarter, not harder. And I think it's to a detriment of our generation, always trying to cut corners and do things easier, because we don't want to put all our time and energy into working and losing our personal life the way we see our parents did. That's where a lot of problem is coming up with a lot of the new generation, whether that be millennials, Gen Z, or the next generation. These kids didn't see their parents struggle, so they're not inclined to do anything. They feel like they are entitled to money, good life, comfort, soft life and everything, without having to put in the work, without doing the due diligence or going to school to get the education. They feel like they're entitled to that because they saw their parents give them everything, so they don't want to work for it. And the entitlement is a problem, a level of ungratefulness, because they gave us everything. We didn't have to, we as children did not have to ask for much. So now a lot of the things that we see in society is like nothing to us, because we have been seeing it since we were children. So you have a nice house, okay, whatever. My mom has a nice house. My mom has actually 3 nice houses. Oh, whatever. You have a nice car. Oh, my mom has 3 nice cars. So there's a level of ungratefulness because of the abundance that our parents gave us. So now things are like whatever to us. We're like, it doesn't hit the way it's supposed to hit, or it doesn't hit the way it hit for our parents to see their parents come up, because they didn't have dry shit in them ass. They got it. They were so grateful that their parents got it, because they're going to enjoy it too. But because we grew up with everything, we didn't have to see them struggle through anything. We're like, what? And I think it's to our detriment. And I also think it's a hindrance, because honestly, if you give your kids everything and they don't have to work for anything at all, they're gonna grow up thinking that things are going to be handed to them, or they don't have to work for what they want. And that's not how today's societies go, or any society go. You're gonna have to work for what you want. I want to admit it, Generation Y is a big reason as to why millennials and Gen Zs are the way that they are. And whether they like to admit it or not, they probably gave us too much. Comment in the comment section why you think the grandparents are not grandparenting the way that they used to, and why do you think that generations now are working the way that they're working, and they're looking at life the way that they're looking at life. Comment what your thoughts and what your opinions are, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuce.